I owe Jacob's video an apology. You say, why? Because he noticed something that even I failed to notice. I've made 2,300 videos and I didn't even notice that. And I should have put up a video a long time ago for that particular occasion. And I didn't. And when Jacob's videos congratulated me for it, I just didn't realize what he had congratulated me on. I didn't even know that he had made a video 3 months ago for me to see. Isn't that a shame? That was wrong. And so, not only do I thank you, Jacob's videos, for congratulating me and making that video. By the way, that was a cute cat. Very cute. And that Christmas tree was just absolutely nice. Very nice. But on top of that, I'm going to congratulate you for noticing that I made 2,300 videos. Good job. Very good job. Now then, a question has arisen. Here's the question. If a homeless shelter does not yet have the means to put used computers in their facility so that the homeless people can watch me directly, how do the homeless people benefit from me? Here's the answer. Alright, let's say we have a homeless shelter and they don't have enough money to get a bunch of used computers so that the homeless people can watch me directly. Okay, so usually the people employed at the homeless shelter, they do have homes, they do have cars, they do have health insurance, they do have all kinds of things. Okay? Even if they're volunteers, a lot of the time they have a home to go to at night. Basic answer, the people that work at the homeless shelter usually are not homeless themselves. A lot of them do have computers and they do have internet access. So what do? They go home, they watch me, they learn from me, and then they take that knowledge back to the homeless shelter and share that knowledge with the homeless people. So, even though the homeless people are learning from the employees, or the volunteers, whichever way you want to call them, those volunteers and those employees are then therefore learning from me. So indirectly, they're getting the information. Okay? Now you say, well, what if some kid in school is being bullied, but he's also a poor kid and he can't get on the internet? Well, there's internet in school, and more importantly, he probably has friends that are a little better off than he is, that share that internet with him. They are probably well aware of my YouTube channel, and then therefore they take that information and they teach it to him to help him out. That is, if they care. And they usually do. If they're friends with that kind of a kid, they usually care about his well-being. That's how I help them. So sometimes I'm not helping people directly, I'm helping them indirectly. But whichever way it goes, there you go. Now, you say, well, you watch these videos and you critique them to test to see their level of intelligence. Okay, this is about statistics. I have not yet taught about statistics, and you're going to be able to see that one of these days real soon on my YouTube channel, because I'm going to make a whole course on statistics. Alright, I already have the books, but I need to get you through trig first in order to get you through statistics. Why? Because you're going to have to draw line graphs. You're going to have to draw bar graphs. You're going to have to draw pie graphs. The only way you're going to be able to do that is through the trig. That's how. Okay? So, when I start teaching you statistics, you're going to be able to see that I use those videos that I critique on as a measure of the intelligence that's out there in the YouTube community. And then I adjust my lessons here in accordance to what I see out there. And you say, well, how did you figure out Kony 2012? Because what I did was I logically deduced what the guy was saying and then compared that to rational, reasonable arguments. And I said, those don't match. I am a level 1 data processor, so I deal with data all the time. But now that I'm a speed reader and a memory expert and there are so many people dumping data all on top of me, it is pretty overwhelming. So, the thing is, I go out and find videos to critique. When somebody comes to me, I don't immediately critique them. I don't smash into them the very second they show up on my doorstep. And here's the reason why. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. Of course I want to help him the first couple of times, but eventually I do want the person to stand on their own. Because I don't want him coming back day after day depleting my assets. Because then you wouldn't have just one homeless person, you'd have two. That's not going to work. Let me tell you something. Homeless shelters are not made of money. They don't have some pot of gold where they're grabbing money all the time. They rely on donations. So when those donations dry up because there's so much unemployment, they go out of business. And then where will the homeless people go? That's what I'm trying to fix. I don't want people dependent on SNAP cards and on welfare checks and on Social Security. Why? Because it takes money out of our economy. Let me tell you something. When a homeless person goes back to work, that means that your tax dollars are no longer subsidizing him. Furthermore, he's producing now, so therefore he's getting money, he's going to spend that money, and he may spend it at your establishment, making sure that you get a higher pay at work. You may end up with more money and better hours because that homeless person went to work. Isn't that nice? And besides, who wants to depend on the government? There's a pride issue there. It's about inner pride. It's about having enough dignity to say, I don't have to take their checks. See what I mean? Sometimes you do, but you don't want to do it on a regular basis. You want to have your dignity restored. That's where dignity comes in. Look up the word dignity and you'll begin to realize what I'm talking about. That's what I help people to do. All right? Every time I teach you something, I'm giving you another key to another door which you can open and then find yourself in a whole different situation. Better, not necessarily, but different. Very different. And don't you hate monotony? Let me tell you something. The only thing that's attracted to stagnant water is mosquitoes. If you don't want mosquitoes anymore, you get out of the stagnant water and you go someplace else. That's the way it works. That's what I'm doing here on YouTube. This is a journey. We have come a long way, and we have a little ways to go. So I hope you continue to follow me on this journey. I will definitely tell you more in future videos. Count on it, starting tomorrow. And you have yourselves a wonderful week. Stay tuned.